Welcome back. In our last video, we talked about positivism. And today we will talk about another research paradigm, post-positivism. If you remember, I just put those some of the key ideas, assumptions in positivism. So under positivism, the key idea is the nature of reality is singular. It's objective, fixed reality. So reality is out there, it is singular, the truth is singular. We go out and uncover those realities. So reality is fixed, it doesn't change, and it's universal also. Universal in the sense is what is true here is also true in other contexts as well. And to explore, to understand, to generate new knowledge, researchers, we use observation and measurement. And while we are doing those observation and measurement, we have a stance of detached observer because we want to maintain the objectivity. So these are some key ideas of positivism. Another key idea that I want to highlight again is reality, according to positivism, is out there irrespective of one's beliefs, one's awareness, or your values. So it's out there, it is not impacted by a researcher values, and we go and we uncover those realities and bring it to the fore. So that's briefly about positivism. Now, today we are going to talk about post-positivism. As the word itself says, post-positivism, meaning that post-positivism try to address some of the limitations that were there in positivistic paradigm. So let's talk about these one after another. So thinking about the nature of reality, positivistic says that there is a single objective reality, fixed reality. Post-positivists say, no, there is no single reality. So there could be multiple realities. So, there could be a singular reality, but there are, based on the context, there may be other realities as well. So post-positivist do not subscribe to the idea that there is one single reality. Another thing that post-positivists argue is the reality is not fixed, meaning that what is true today, what we learn today about an object or a phenomenon, it is based on the evidence that we have currently, the evidence that we have right now. And it might change, it is open to change based on new evidence which might emerge in future. So reality is not fixed, can change. Based on new observations. As you know, in positivist, they also believe that reality exists irrespective of our values, beliefs, and awareness. Post-positivist people subscribe to this idea, but they said that our values, our beliefs, our awareness, primarily our values and beliefs, they might change the reality. They might interfere in objective observation of the reality. Another thing that post-positivistic people argued, which was different from positivist paradigm, is the idea of detached observation. Positivistic paradigm says that it is possible to get oneself detached from the phenomenon that a researcher is investigating and do an objective, complete objective observation. Post-positivism argue that complete objectivity is not possible. It's not possible, and the reason is whenever we go and measure and observe any phenomena, our past knowledge, our past beliefs, our current beliefs, and our assumptions are going to influence that process. So, as a researcher, post-positivists argue that yes, we strive for complete objectivity, but we cannot claim that any study is done with complete objectivity. It's not possible. So we cannot claim, although we try our best to maintain objectivity while doing any observation or any measurement. So when we think about the values or axiology under post-positivism, they are open to reflexivity from researcher. Reflexivity from the researcher side is a researcher is aware, they are mindful of their own values, and they also acknowledge that complete objectivity is not possible. So when you measure something, it may have researchers' bias in that process, and that is why they further argue that a theory which is developed is a conjecture. Conjecture meaning that it is the best guess about reality based on the current data, based on what we as a researcher can observe. It is the best guess. However, it is not the final truth. So you remember in positivism, they have like a very one reality idea, like there is this truth. This is the truth. And you go and you uncover the truth. Post-positivists argue that there is nothing called the truth. A truth is provisional in nature. Provisional in the sense that whatever truth we know, it is based on current evidence that we have, and it is open to revision. Is any theory that is developed, it's not the final truth, and based on the new observation, based on the new data coming in, it is always subject to revision and change. So these are the key ideas, and let's recap it again. Nature of reality. Post-positivists say the reality is not fixed, and there is no one reality. There could be multiple constructed realities. What is the nature of knowledge? Similar to the idea of positivist, post-positivists argue the best way to generate knowledge is through observation and measurement. However, unlike positivists who say like complete objectivity is possible in observation and measurement. Post-positivists acknowledge that this is not practically possible. We as humans, whenever we are analyzing, measuring anything, some of our beliefs, some of our assumptions might seep in. So complete objectivity is like a myth. It is not possible. However, we try our best to maintain that objectivity in our effort to search for new knowledge. So they focus on reflexivity. So coming back to the values and ethics, positivists say detached observer. We are detached observer in the generation of new knowledge. Post-positivists acknowledge the limitation, like yes, we try the best, but it is not feasible. So as a researcher, we reflect, we acknowledge on our own biases to minimize those when we are conducting a research. So that's briefly about positivism and post-positivism. Another thing I suggest is when you are studying these two research paradigm, keep it side by side. I think it makes more sense. It makes it more easy to understand the concept when you compare it one after another. And the reason is post-positivism developed to address the limitations that positivists were having there. So that's briefly about positivism and post-positivism. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again. Thank you.